All right. We're calling the National Domestic Abuse Hotline.
Thank you for calling the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Para español, oprima dos. For English and all other languages, press 1. At this time, we are experiencing higher than normal call volume, and wait times may be longer. If at any time it becomes unsafe for you to wait, please hang up and call back at a safer time. Your estimated wait time is about 20 minutes. We would like to collect some demographic information while you're waiting to be connected to a live advocate. This information helps us best assist you and informs future services. Are you willing to provide this information?
Yeah.
How old are you?
42.
What is your gender?
Male.
What is your race or ethnicity?
Mutt.
What is your city and state?
Tillamook, Oregon.
How did you hear about us?
Which time?
Have you spoken with one of our advocates before?
I've tried.
In a few words, tell us what type of support you need from our
Advocacy.
While you're waiting, you can visit our Get Help section on the hotline.org for information about
No, I fucking can't. I fucking can't.
comprehensive resources
I
directory.
fucking can't. If that was an option, it'd be fucking done already.
The hotline.org has important information on safety planning, understanding abuse, and how to help others who may be impacted by abuse. Searching these resources can be helpful while you wait. You can visit our Plan for Safety section on the hotline.org to develop a personalized plan that includes ways to remain safe while staying in a relationship. If you are planning to leave a relationship or for after you've left. Are you calling about someone you know who may be in an abusive relationship? While you wait, visit our Supporting Others section on the hotline.org for helpful information that can assist you in starting a conversation, learning how to be supportive, and understanding the dynamics that may lead people to stay in abusive relationships.
I know the dynamics. I teach them on my YouTube channel. Nobody listens. Same reason I have to go back to my predators. Because although we got people who are paid to do that job, they don't. Maybe there's still some food in here I can dig out.
At this time, we are experiencing higher than normal call volume, and wait times may be longer. If at any time it becomes unsafe for you to wait, please hang up and call back at a safer time. Your estimated wait time is about 20 minutes.
Still, huh?
While you're waiting, you can visit our Get Help section on the hotline.org for information about programs in your area and to search our comprehensive resources directory. hotline.org has important information on safety planning, understanding abuse, and how to help others who may be impacted by abuse. Searching these resources can be helpful while you wait. You can visit our Plan for Safety section on the hotline.org to develop a personalized plan that includes ways to remain safe while staying in a relationship, if you are planning to leave a relationship, or for after you've left.
I don't know why they help him. They're just going to go back. Every time they get beaten, it's going to be a guy like me they go to complain and ask for help. Then she's going to go back to another beating. While some poor dude like me takes some beatings too. There's always some guy that'll feel sorry for her. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you. They're going to tell you should have minded your own business. You shouldn't have helped her.
Are you calling about someone you know who may be in an abusive relationship? While you wait, visit our Supporting Others section on the hotline.org for helpful information that can assist you in starting a conversation, learning how to be supportive, and understanding the dynamics that may lead people to stay in abusive relationships. At this time, we are experiencing higher than normal call volume, and wait times may be longer. If at any time it becomes unsafe for you to wait, please hang up and call back at a safer time. Your estimated wait time is about 15 minutes. While you're waiting, you can visit our Get Help section on the hotline.org for information about programs in your area and to search our comprehensive resources directory. The hotline.org has important information on safety planning, understanding abuse, and how to help others who may be impacted by abuse. Searching these resources can be helpful while you wait. You can visit our Plan for Safety section on the hotline.org to develop a personalized plan that includes ways to remain safe while staying in a relationship, if you are planning to leave a relationship, or for after you've left. Are you calling about someone you know who may be in an abusive relationship? While you wait, visit our Supporting Others section on the hotline.org for helpful information that can assist you in starting a conversation, learning how to be supportive, and understanding the dynamics that may lead people to stay in abusive relationships. At this time, we are experiencing higher than normal call volume, and wait times may be longer. If at any time it becomes unsafe for you to wait, please hang up and call back at a safer time. Your estimated wait time is about 5 minutes. While you're waiting, you can visit our Get Help section on the hotline.org for information about programs in your area and to search our comprehensive resources directory.
Do you know how the battered women's shelters were handed over to the sheriff's departments in the late 80s and early 90s? First of all, it was felt that it would give the victims and the police easier access to one another. And then the police departments had them all shut down by the mid to late 90s. Fucking assholes.
The hotline.org has important information on safety planning, understanding abuse, and how to help others who may be impacted by abuse. Searching these resources can be helpful while you wait.
You can research these resources while you wait. You guys may have access to that right now. I don't. I gotta make sure I can record the call.
You can visit our Plan for Safety section on the hotline.org to develop a personalized plan that includes ways to remain safe while staying in a relationship, if you are planning to leave a relationship, or for after you've left. Are you calling about someone you know who may be in an abusive relationship? While you wait, visit our Supporting Others section on thehotline.org for helpful information that can assist you in starting a conversation, learning how to be supportive, and understanding the dynamics that may lead people to stay in abusive relationships.
Need.
At this time, we are experiencing higher than normal call volume, and wait times may be longer. If at any time it becomes unsafe for you to wait, please hang up and call back at a safer time. Your estimated wait time is about 1 minute. While you're waiting, you can visit our Get Help section on thehotline.org for information about programs in your area and to search our comprehensive resources directory. Thehotline.org has important information on safety planning, understanding abuse, and how to help others who may be impacted by abuse. Searching these resources can be helpful while you wait.
Not me, it's a truck beside me doing that.
our Plan for Safety section on the hotline.org to develop a personalized plan that includes ways to remain safe while staying in a relationship. If you are planning to leave a relationship or for after you've left. Are you calling about someone you know who may be in an abusive relationship? While you wait, visit our Supporting Others section on the hotline.org for helpful information that can assist you in starting a conversation, learning how to be supportive, and understanding the dynamics that may lead people to stay in abusive relationships.
There's a couple of these.
I keep waiting for the kayak to fly off.
Look.
At this time, we are experiencing higher than normal call volume, and wait times may be longer. If at any time it becomes unsafe for you to wait, please hang up and call back at a safer time. Your estimated wait time is about 1 minute. While you're waiting, you can visit our Get Help section on the hotline.org for information about programs in your area and to search our comprehensive resources directory.
Local meth addicts.
Thehotline.org has important information on safety planning, understanding abuse, and how to help others who may be impacted by abuse. Searching these resources can be helpful while you wait. You can visit our Plan for Safety section on thehotline.org to develop a personalized plan that includes ways to remain safe while staying in a relationship, if you are planning to leave a relationship, or for after you've left. Are you calling about someone you know who may be in an abusive relationship? While you wait, visit our Supporting Others section on thehotline.org for helpful information that can assist you in starting a conversation, learning how to be supportive, and understanding the dynamics that may lead people to stay in abusive relationships. At this time, we are experiencing higher than normal call volume, and wait times may be longer. If at any time it becomes unsafe for you to wait, please hang up and call back at a safer time. Your estimated wait time is about 1 minute. While you're waiting, you can visit our Get Help section on the hotline.org for information about programs in your area and to search our comprehensive resources directory.
Hi, National Domestic Violence Hotline. This is Columbia. Someone take to speak right now.
I'm Sean. I'm able to speak.
Hi. And this is your first time ever reaching out to the hotline.
I can't hear you very well. I'm sorry.
Hi. Do you mind if I ask you a few demographical questions before we get started with the call?
Go ahead.
Can I get your age, your gender, and your race?
My age is 42. My gender is male. And my race is mutt.
And what city and state are you currently in?
Tillamook, Oregon.
Thank you so much for that. Okay. And I do want to let you know that we are completely anonymous and confidential. We focus on intimate partner violence and just a safe space to talk about that and explore options and resources that are available in your area. Do you want to tell me a little bit more about what's brought you to give us a call today?
A non-intimate relationship that turned extremely violent and got some people killed.
Okay, and how long have you been in this relationship?
Well, we were friends for about 6 months, and it was all the way in 2016.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, so a lot of time there. And when would you say that you noticed it started getting, abusive?
I'm sorry, I was crying. I'm really snotted up, and I'm sorry, it's gross. It started getting abusive October 18th of 2006, October 18th of 2016.
Okay. And was that physically, or can you tell me a little bit more about, what happened there?
It was my birthday, and me and Natalie and her twin sister Elise, well, I guess it started with her sister a couple days earlier, but they were fighting over a boy, and I didn't know who it was. It wasn't my business. Natalie thought she was in love with me, and it was my birthday, and that was the last time I ever saw Natalie. She was suicidal, and I went to Virginia because she was going to kill herself if I didn't. And I'd planned the trip with her and her sister and a woman named Maddie Boa. Maddie Boa couldn't go because she couldn't stay off the drugs, and I used to help a lot of people in Boulder, Colorado, because me not doing drugs or drinking made it real easy for me to be able to act professional and be professional despite the fact that I'm autistic. But I'm real easy for people to take advantage of, and that happens a lot. So Natalie, her twin sister gave me a phone. She worked at the Cricket store. I went to Virginia because Natalie actually tried to kill herself. So I made sure that I went and I helped her best I could. But she messed her leg up in her car, and she had to rely on her twin sister. And they were fighting over a boy. And I saw her sister every day that I was there. They invited me to go do a lot of stuff, like to go to Norfolk, and Alicia wanted me to park over where she worked because I was known in Boulder as Starbucks Sean, and in Virginia, it was the easy place it was my safe place as an autistic person, It's like there's always a Starbucks, and as long as I don't have a meltdown in the Starbucks, everything's okay. So before my birthday, Alicia insisted on giving me a phone. I had a flip phone, and they gave me a new smartphone, but it wasn't new. It was all broken. It was Natalie's old phone. And that's what made everything become violent. The phone didn't work, and it kept on. I was arguing with some racists that used to be friends of mine. I didn't realize what racists they were. And I shouldn't have done that, especially with a new phone I didn't know how to use. But Alicia Bollinger gave me that phone for my birthday. And anyway, on my birthday, Natalie and Alicia Bollinger, they were arguing a bit, but they were both trying to be nice because I was there. And Alicia had to wait for her sister to go to the bathroom to tell me that they were arguing over a boy. I hope it wasn't me, because Natalie was a lot younger than me, and I thought I talked her out of that. My messages and Messenger show that. But, like I said, I don't have a support network. I'm autistic, and the only support network I got once I got to Virginia was her and her sister, even though there's a lot of people I planned on seeing. So, a few days later, Natalie was going to see me on the following Monday, but the phone wasn't working, and I was trying to contact people, and it kept on typing the wrong stuff, the autocorrect thing, and I hated it. I hate electronics. I'm just not good with them. And Alicia, she quit her job at Cricket like 10 minutes after she changed the phone over to my name, changed my number over from my flip phone over to that phone, and she changed it from my name into hers. That way she could pay my bill. But then the phone didn't work, and I was severely dehydrated on my birthday, and I had to go to the hospital in Chesapeake, but I didn't go there on my birthday. It was 3 days later when I had a meltdown because her sister was typing mean stuff at me because the phone wouldn't work. And so I went over there to talk to her and explain what was going on. Like, I'm really dehydrated. I don't know where the hospital is. The phone won't work. I need help. But while I was on my way there, I was trying to follow the MapQuest, which was new to me, and it got me stuck in the middle of the road between two road cones right outside of her mom's house. That's where she was staying, and she had a cast on her leg from the car accidents. She'd been in 4 of them altogether. Neither one of us wanted to be in a car on my birthday. We just did what her sister wanted. We always did what her sister wanted. And on my birthday, it had to be cut short because Natalie's mom found her heroin. Now, I don't mess with drugs. But on the 22nd or the 23rd, it'd been a few days since my birthday. I was severely dehydrated. The phone wasn't working right. Natalie said she was going to talk to me on Monday, but Alicia, she was texting me all sorts of mean stuff. I couldn't get the phone to work. I had to turn it off so it wouldn't call on its own while I was trying to sleep. When I drove over there and my car got stuck, I was still dehydrated, and there was a car that drove by and they honked their horn at me, and I was stuck. My car wouldn't go anywhere. I was severely dehydrated and hadn't slept for days because I was having a non-stop panic attack. It's part of having Asperger's, but I have to be really, 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 really scared for that to happen. And I was really, really, really scared because Alicia Bollinger was typing mean stuff to me after giving me a phone that didn't work. Anyway, when I got stuck outside of their house, I had to honk the horn because I was stuck in the road, and I had to honk the horn. It was about, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes of honking the horn. Her mom came out and mouthed the words, "I'm calling the cops," and I was really glad because I was really dehydrated. And the cops came, and Natalie and Alicia were embarrassed, so they claimed that I stalked them, and that wasn't the case. I was pressured to go there because Natalie was going to kill herself, and I made sure to go try to see all my other friends there too and plan it ahead of time. But what ended up happening is the cops took me to the hospital. They put an IV in me. I explained to them I hadn't smoked any pot in 5 weeks, that I had showed up sober, that I wasn't interested in drugs, that the person who I came to see, she had been suicidal and she was on heroin, and that my car got busted and I was dehydrated and I couldn't sleep. So Natalie and her friends and family, they tried telling everybody that I knew, because I knew them from Boulder, that I was a stalker, and then that rumor got out of hand, and the people they told it to were their druggie customers in Colorado. So one of them was Maddie Boa, the lady I planned the trip with. And so she started spreading rumors around Boulder, and I couldn't go see my friends or family, and people were hitting me and kicking me whenever I went there and threatening to kill me, and this separated me from my support network. So I moved to Chapel, Nebraska, and there, everybody that was still around is pretty much just the people who were mean to me. There was nothing there for me. And whenever people would threaten to kill me over the situation with Natalie, which started almost immediately, I drove out of Virginia. When I got out of the hospital, I had to get some help trying to get my vehicle out, and I got my vehicle out, and I drove 1,700 miles to get away from Natalie. But she told her friends in Boulder a whole bunch of rumors that weren't true. Well, she only told them one rumor. She told the cops that I stalked her, but she told our mutual friend Maddie Boa that I had threatened to kill her and her family, and that wasn't true either. So then I had a whole bunch of their druggie customers that were on the streets, and I was on the streets, and I had to just take the abuse. Finally, I was able to get help getting into housing, but the abuse didn't stop. Even though I had moved multiple times, I'd been assaulted multiple times and had people threaten me multiple times. And I was told all the places I need to go to. I went to the therapist for help. They're supposed to be mandated reporters. Instead of them helping, they had me jump through a bunch of hoops. So I spent a lot of money going to therapy to talk to therapists about the abuse that was still ongoing, and they weren't doing anything. Told me I had to go to Colorado to the Front Range, so I moved to Colorado to the Front Range, and people still, they kept on making accounts to harass me on Facebook. They kept on calling me to tell me they were going to kill my friends and family and all sorts of creepy stuff like that, and I just wanted them to leave me alone. I tried going to the cops, and instead of listening to me, that these people were bullying me, that I couldn't defend myself, that I was overwhelmed and I needed help stopping it, they put me on suicide watch and took me to the hospital. The hospital held me for less than 2 hours and sent me to another therapist. And they just kept on doing that, because I was 37 when all this abuse started. 36. I just turned 36. It was my birthday, October 18th of 2016. So I would have been 36 when it started. Now the thing wasn't Natalie and Alicia. It was the fact that they spread rumors that resulted in a lot of physical harm against me, and I tried to get help stopping the physical assaults, and everybody just tells me, oh, just let it go, just let it go. They wouldn't even hear what was going on. They were busy telling me advice like I just need to love myself, or telling me that they're too busy, they got too much going on to listen to my crap. I mean, it's dehumanizing. Anyway, in November of 2006, well, in September of 2017, after I'd been taken in on suicide watch and set up with these therapists that I was going to month after month after month. I had to try to find a place where I could get help, and I was sent to the Front Range, Colorado, and there I wasn't getting help. All the services that I went to, they're supposed to help at-risk adults. They don't help. They just tell you to go to other places. I was told by Jeff Ritter from the Colorado Coalition of the Homeless that what I needed to do is get the paperwork. If I could get paperwork, then they could help me to take her to court. And her friends who had been threatening and harassing me and threatening to kill me for over a year, making multiple accounts to harass me, pretending to be friends of mine to harass me, making accounts in my friends' names to harass me and threatening to kill me. And no matter what, I didn't have any friends or family that cared. They were too busy doing drugs because as an autistic adult, like, I'm pretty weird, you know? If you saw me just by my looks, you'd probably say I'm creepy. I do look creepy. I know I look creepy. I know I'm not tall, and I know I'm not pretty. I know that, but that doesn't stop me from being a good person. But I have communication issues when I'm under a lot of stress, and when the police are telling me they can't do nothing, I gotta go to. They were telling me things like they had real police work to do, and I just needed to man up. And my friends were telling me the same thing, and the threats against my life and the assaults, they didn't stop, and I still couldn't go see my friends without a risk of being harmed. And then Natalie got a protection order from me, or got a protection order against me because I wasn't able to go. I didn't even know I had one. I was told that I had to go to Boulder. I have the messages from her. She was telling me she wanted to meet with me to stop all the crazy. I'd already gone to a lot of professionals, and a lot of the professionals had been friends of mine. They just happened to be drunk when I got a hold of them, and they were mean. So, like with Natalie, I had to talk to her, or had to text with her by myself. I tried to explain what was going on to my friends. They just didn't listen. But I did get a ride to go see Natalie. It wasn't Natalie, it was a protection order. And then she got shot in the head 2 weeks later by Joseph Michael Lopez. And they tried to peg me as a stalker. I didn't have the ability to stalk anybody. I didn't have any money. I didn't even know she was in Colorado. As far as having a court date, like, I was in a state of crisis. I couldn't comprehend what the hell was even going on. I couldn't understand why it is that people wouldn't just act like adults and ask these people to stop. Why they couldn't just act like adults and understand that I can't just run through all these hoops for people to just let these people hurt me and harass me. And when she got shot in the head, it was all over the news. And they make Natalie Bollinger stuff all the time. It's a big true crime thing that's very major. I've had to act like a predator. I've had to scream and shout and call people horrible names so that they know what it feels like, so that they can at least stop for one moment and try to imagine what I go through. I'm stuck out here homeless. Police won't listen to me because the police tried to assault me and peg me as a violent person to try to frame me for Natalie's murder, but they didn't do a very good job because they caught the guy who actually did it. It created a strain in all of my friend and family relationships, and the services that I keep going to, that I keep being sent to, they're all referral services. Also, because I was charged with felony assault against a police officer, even though they had to drop the charges, so it's not on my permanent record, it is on my arrest record, and every officer sees that. So not only do I have to be afraid of going to a police officer because I'm autistic, I also have to be afraid because I'm homeless, and I also have to be afraid because I was beaten up by a cop because they thought I killed somebody. They were trying to do what's called feigning an assault. But then they just wouldn't drop the charges. They just let people hurt me. I called my friends. They wanted to blow me off and tell me what to think and feel, as always. Tell me to run around and do a bunch of stuff that's expensive, but I don't have an advocate, so it didn't do me any good. People were threatening to kill my friends and family, and there were people who were gaslighting me both before and after Natalie's death, and after it became the property of the Denver News and true crime networks. I've been forced into homelessness and harmed ever since. I do what people tell me to when I have to try to get help, but when they keep changing their minds about who I need to go to and sending me to places by myself, when those places lie to me about where I need to go to, they know that I'm an at-risk adult, but I don't look like I have Down syndrome, and they can't see a wheelchair under me, so they pretend it doesn't exist, and I got the documentation of it, but, I've also got a lot of evidence of people harassing me and threatening me for over 7 years, threatening to kill me and my family, and making phone call after phone call from restricted numbers, or texting me all sorts of stuff at all hours of the night. I went to all the mandated reporters I was supposed to. They made me run through all sorts of hoops that didn't get any of the crimes turned in. It didn't get them to look at any of the crimes. It didn't get me the help that I needed stopping those crimes. And then, of course, the cops that took part in it before Natalie was killed, I had to go to those same departments to try to turn it in again after she was killed, and I still had to go in alone. I used to find missing people. I used to help out drug addicts and sober people. I used to keep homeless people safe. But now that I'm disabled, I'm not able to take care of myself. And those drug addicts, they capitalized on that. And when I tried to get help, all it did was cost me money to drive to and from appointments, eating up my time, eating up my day. So I called because now I'm in Tillamook, and no matter where I go, I get blown off. I don't get heard. You have no idea how incredible a listener you are, but most people aren't. A lot of people, just because I'm a guy, they want to start talking over me and assuming that I'm some sort of... It doesn't matter. The thing is that the stuff from Natalie Bollinger and the fact that I was railroaded because I can't function, because I'm shut down, because I'm autistic and in a state of crisis. Now I have to be afraid of everyone. They make Natalie Bollinger's story in all sorts of different languages now, but nobody ever hears mine. I keep having to flee abuse from the homeless and from law enforcement and from local populations. I'm told I have to record everything, and I'm supposed to go in with a friend or family member, but my friends and family member are drug dealers and child molesters. They don't help anyone but themselves. So I'm stuck out here. I'm in a rock and a hard place, I gotta be afraid of the police, and I gotta be afraid of the homeless. I gotta be afraid of the services because they're not gonna turn in crimes against an at-risk adult here or anywhere else in the United States. When you're homeless, you're just homeless. Unless you do something crazy, in which they try to make sure they let the public know you're mentally ill. But I'm autistic. It's not like I'm schizophrenic or delusional. I just can't take care of myself and can't defend myself. And when people are being hurt, they do desperate things. People who are hurt people.
I'm really sorry to hear that this is something that you've had to experience. Being treated unfairly and judged and just having to go through that whole situation. And having that affect you in so many ways and your family as well. You don't deserve to be treated like that, regardless of anything. And, this must have been so hard for you to even process, and then just to have, other people on top of that judging you and treating you this way. And I'm sorry that it's affected you to where you've felt unsafe and had to move around. And as far as any resources that, I can provide you with, have you tried reaching out to any local shelters at this time?
I have. I've reached out to everybody there is to reach out to. That's one of the things about autism, is that when I'm in a state of crisis, I really need to be away from people like that. Most of the local shelters are full of homeless people that are desperate, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are drug addicts, and a lot of them are victims of drug addicts. They're leery and they're afraid of everybody. And when you're somebody new who comes in, a lot of them already they establish friendships the way that you would on one of them shows like The Island. It's about trying to make alliances and break alliances, primarily to try to get yourself up and out, is what they call it. To get yourself homeless. And sometimes they steal all your things. Sometimes they'll give you a pity party story so that you'll expend your resources on them, and then they don't care about you until they need stuff from you again.
Yeah.
I've reached out to all of the mandated reporters that I'm supposed to, but without a friend or family member, they get very disrespectful. They don't listen like you do, especially when you've had to go back to try to turn in that agency to that agency. They get very disrespectful.
Wow.
I also know that the domestic violence line that I called is... They asked me the demographics, and I thought that was maybe so they could send me to somebody who would understand how easily autistic men were vandalized. I mean, it's vicious. It's not just being victimized. It's our bodies show the scars.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we do primarily focus just on intimate partner violence, as far as for victims who are fleeing intimate partner violent situations.
I'm not just fleeing. See, that's the thing, is that my predators claim that me and Natalie Bollinger were boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
Me and Natalie never dated, but the problem is that I deal with all of the consequences of stuff that's untrue. Her and I were just friends. She wanted more and I didn't, and that doesn't mean that I'm a bad person for saying no. I'm not a bad person for leaving, and it's not okay to destroy a person's life because they leave because they feel unsafe there. And I did feel unsafe there. Anytime somebody tries playing victim, all I want to do is get as far away from them as possible. But the violence that I've endured isn't just from that situation, it's from repeated abuse over it and the popularity of the situation with Natalie.
Yeah. And, have you, been able to reach out to the, I believe it's like the Disabilities Act information line as far as resources that might be available at this time?
The problem is that I can't handle any of that. That's the problem with being autistic and being in a state of crisis. I've called over 2,000 phone numbers by now, or at least 2,000 phone calls by now to literally hundreds of different resources. But the thing is that they all send me on to someone else who sends me on to someone else while I'm being victimized in the local area.
Yeah. Yeah, and I definitely want to be able to help you in the best way that I can. Again, the resources that I have that may be local in your area are primarily for victims who are fleeing domestic violence situations. I do have, resources as far as phone numbers to resources like Autism Now, Autism Speaks, the Autism Safety Project, and American with Disabilities.
Are you guys able to
line.
text that? Because I'm looking for a pen. I've been looking for one for a while.
Unfortunately, I'm unable to. Are you able to, put this information down in your phone, like maybe the notes in your phone?
I can record it while you talk.
Okay, yeah, just let me know when you're ready and I can do that.
Yes, ma'am. Let me stand up because my back is killing me. I'm living in a car. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so this first resource that I have, this one is called Autism Now, and this phone number is 202-600-3480, and I'm going to repeat that number. That's 202-600-3480. That is Autism Now. They're the National Autism Resource and Information Center that have quality resources and information for individuals with autism. And the next resource that I do have is Autism Speaks, the Autism Safety Project. That phone number is going to be 888-288-4762. And I'm going to repeat that number for you, 888-288-4762. And Autism Speaks is dedicated to promoting solutions across the spectrum and throughout the lifespan for needs of individuals with autism and also their families. They do that through advocacy and support, increasing understanding and acceptance of people with autism, and advancing research into cases, causes, and better interventions for autism spectrum disorders and related conditions. And it says the Autism Safety Project is designed to provide families affected by autism with tips, information, expert advice, and resources so that everyone in their community can stay out of harm's way. And then this next number that I do have is called the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA Information Line. Their phone number is 800-514-0301. And I'm going to repeat that, 800-514-0301. Okay. And those are the only resources that I have at this time. I feel that, may be enough and very beneficial to you.
Yes, ma'am. There's something I'm going to ask you to do, and you don't have to. And I don't want you getting in trouble or anything, but I'd like for you to look up the name Natalie Bollinger. Doesn't have to be now. It could be when you get home, but I want you to know who she was. She was the most wonderful person to me until my birthday. She really was.
Yeah.
People didn't need to hurt me over her, and they didn't need to hurt her over me. We were friends, and they needed to just leave us alone. When we were not friends anymore, they needed to just leave us alone. They didn't need to make her life hell. They didn't need to make my life hell. They got her killed.
And, I hate that, that's something that you had to experience. I hope that those resources that were just provided can be of assistance and, hopefully get you in contact with resources that, you haven't known about that can just really be a help for you at this time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and release the line, but you stay safe and take care, okay? I wish you all the best at this time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. Be safe.
You're very welcome. You also. Bye-bye.
Did she give me numbers to places I already called? Yeah. But other than that, she did a good job. She listened very well. She listened the way that these other agencies are supposed to. See, this lady who was on the phone, in the end, it's not their job, it's nobody's job, but her ability to listen was definitely there. It's too bad she doesn't work for the Department of Health and Human Services. I don't mind being honest about the help that people provided. Lots of people did help. They didn't speak up, though. Y'all think this is something that you can just let go of. It doesn't work that way. She didn't try to confuse the situation. She didn't talk over me. When it was her cue to speak, she fucking picked up on it. Until then, she listened. I had a lot more that I had to say, but I already knew where the end of this call was going to go. Because I already knew which hotline I had called. I'd already called the autism lines. I called them from Nebraska, called them from Montana, called them from South Dakota. I called them from Virginia and Tennessee. Wyoming didn't have shit. Holy fuck. Sometimes people sort of listen. Sometimes they listen good. Sometimes they listen well. Most people listen just well enough to try to pass it off that they're listening. In most cases, when they get interactive, they open their mouth and immediately show that they were not listening. See, this is a weird thing, being a guy going through this. Being told I just have to man up. My disabilities only exist when you can try to manipulate them to harm people. And that's not okay. I spent all my resources going to all these places I was told to go. And then I don't have any fucking resources because I had to go to all these places alone. I'd say one of the things that sucked the worst here was Monica. I like her, she was nice. Not able to listen, though. Very much wanting to be too gung-ho. To lead an untrained army to war is to deliver a sacrifice to the enemy. The problem with most of these people is that they're so busy trying to find that one thing that'll give them happiness for 5 minutes. They'll search the whole day for that 5 minutes of happiness. That one person that they're glad to see, that talks to them nice and smiles at them. For a lot of you, one thing you don't get about men men don't give a shit how much you make. They care if you're nice to them. That's fucking it. They care if you're nice to them. See, these people slandered my name and Natalie's. Did I slander Natalie's? No. I just used some meaner words than you might feel are acceptable. I can't explain that she was a dumb whore because she was an unintelligent prostitute. Well, you notice how I rage at you stupid shits. You goddamn right I do. Now I got a bunch of phone calls. They'll probably expect me to fucking having to do this by myself. That's the thing. Nobody understands the communication thing. I'm in a state of fucking crisis. Yes, I'm able to use words. They're probably not going to come together right. If you're going to try to put shit together based on my words, well, you're pretty well fucking screwed. If you're taking my words while I'm in a state of fucking panic, which is why it's a good idea for me to go somewhere safe with someone who's going to fucking listen. That obviously ain't anybody in this fucking town. I mean, I got a bunch of druggies and a bunch of fucking addicts that I can ask. And they're a bunch of druggies and a bunch of fucking addicts. What use are they gonna be to anyone? Me or otherwise? Oh shit. I think I left my cane back there. Let me see. Nope, I've got it. People's idea of helping is to abuse the shit out of us. But they don't see it as abusive. They don't see it as abusive when they talk over us and want to tell us how to think and how to feel. Well, I'm pissed off that people wanted to fucking lie about me. And to me. Miss Peaches is pissed off she got busted lying. Maddie Boa is pissed off she got busted lying. Natalie Bollinger and Alicia Bollinger pissed off they got busted lying. But what do you do as a female when you get busted lying? You just call the other person a liar. You fucking gaslight them until they have a fucking mental breakdown, and then you go, oh, see, he's violent. Don't go fuck yourself. The only department in the state that is able to actually investigate all these other agencies is the state police, and it is their job. Other than them, there's the FBI, and they are next. But the problem is the state police has to send that recommendation. And the state police, before they can send that recommendation, have to collect the evidence. And they have to collect statements from the witnesses. Now, if the witness does not have a safe place to be, or their disabilities prevent them from being able to even take care of themselves, they are to be provided with a place that they can do that. That is federally fucking mandated. They're not providing me with a safe place to do it. They're sending me to elsewhere. Wasting my money to go around all these places. It's fucking expensive. I'm ripped off monetarily, I have to try to trust other people who claim that they'll buy this or they'll buy that. Really, they just need to shut up and find out what's going on before they go on a shopping spree. I mean, really, the major issue here is I'm trying to get you to spend $10,000 fucking dollars on me. I need you to shut the fuck up and realize that it's going to cost a lot more than $10,000 fucking dollars all at once to try to fucking do it your goddamn way. How about when the victim fucking tells you about the goddamn crime, you help them then? Lifeline versus the National DV Hotline. There's two of them. You know that? The Lifeline is different from the Hotline. Now you notice that lady did it right. She did it properly. She listened. She's also not a mandated reporter.
I'm okay with doing the housing day board. I'm with that. But we can't just keep pushing housing everywhere I go. That's only a small part of it. A lot of people finally did help me, except they didn't. That's why I give the example of the shoes for somebody who's diabetic. So they have 2 weeks to get these diabetic shoes. If they don't get those fucking shoes in 2 weeks, their feet get amputated. Moral of the story is, when you show up 6 months later with those fucking shoes, expecting a goddamn photo op, you're a fucking piece of shit for treating them like shit, for not putting those fucking shoes on the feet they don't fucking have. I'm sure everybody in this town is aware I'm a giant goddamn douchebag. But on the bright side, I stay away from the fucking drugs. Ain't no staying away from the druggies, dummy. Oh, why don't you go to the shelter? Well, funny fucking story there. It's full of fucking meth heads. So you tell me to go to the fucking shelter that's full of fucking meth heads. And then you tell me to stay away from the meth heads. Fucking Christ. People are dumb. Plan accordingly. Now I do want to show the very beginning of that as an and listening. Fine listening. Not just fine, but like, that's excellent. I also knew he was going to tell me at the end of it. I also knew there was going to be a waiting list. The gentleman that I spoke with, I think, last time kind of fucking sucked. He seemed offended that a man would call. When it comes to people's demeanors and how they're going to act and what they're most likely to do, I call it before they do it, don't I? Of course I do. It's fucking human nature, stupid. Well, neurotypical nature, anyway. But then, of course, if I do it back, I'm horrible, aren't I? Well, don't fucking make me do it back. Don't make me go to these services alone. All these folks wanting to come up and tell me their stories. I don't need their fucking stories. Not unless they're actually gonna fucking do something with those stories. What are you telling me for? What the fuck do you want me to do about it? Those are serious questions. If there's something I'm capable of doing about it, well, good. What I need are people's words. Because my voice doesn't matter.